I have a woman here that I love and admire. We have Councilwoman Cheryl Stevens. She is a county councilwoman here in Cuyahoga County, and she is also a lieutenant governor candidate on the Democratic ticket, running with Nan Whaley, who's running as governor. They are a ticket, and if they win, they will make all kinds of history in the great state of Ohio. And it's something about seeing two women run on the same ticket. I cannot believe we're still seeing that as miraculous.
Well, actually, Senator, we will make national history. Never before in the 50 states and the 4 territories that the United States owns have 2 women been the governor and lieutenant governor and run on the same ticket together. Well, so we will not only crack the glass, we will shatter it nationally.
Yeah, it's amazing. And while we're on that point, understanding how steep of a mountain that is to climb, period. And you have held offices, you have fought many good fights. This is a next level of the fight. What is it? What was it about being able to run on this ticket? What was it? What motivated you to do this?
What motivated with me, you know that I fell in love with housing and economic development when we were babies.
Yes.
The ability to change how people live, and the fact that you create jobs by building housing, and families who have jobs in the construction industry make better, way better, 3 times as much as minimum wage or living wage. And that if we help small business owners own their own businesses with the right kind of financing, they can grow and create more jobs, and that our communities are healthier because we have the right kind of housing and development finance policy. That's how Nan got me to do this.
And you are quite the expert on that. I remember us having many conversations. I know that is near and dear to your heart. The economy is the top priority for most Americans. It is the same in Ohio as well. Ohioans are feeling the pinch, higher gas prices, higher food prices, just total fatigue with this. A 2022 Wallet Hub survey placed our state as having one of the worst economies in the country. It was us along with Kentucky. What policy positions are you pushing that will help to change the material conditions of our fellow Ohioans and also show as a beacon of light nationally?
Well, unfortunately, Democrats don't control the ability of big business to price gouge. Now, we can get the legislature to pass legislation that limits where they can put their pricing. But that's really what's happening to us right now. We have these international organizations that are adding something on to each thing we buy that has to be transported by an oil-consuming mode of transportation. And as long as that happens, we will not be able to control some of our pricing because some prices go up based on transportation costs. And that's why you have to get people who care about where the pricing comes from, because everyone wants to blame the Democrats for having done this. That's not correct. And let me get one thing straight. Democrats don't want Americans to be poor. We like wealthy people. We want you to be able to build a business of your own and grow that business so that you can literally lend yourself money. We like money in democratic cycles and worlds. And so because of that, we want people to understand that we have to have a mix in our House of Congress, a mix in our Senate. We need a predominance of folks who will think openly and be willing to stand up to folks who would change our pricing in such a way that they would break American families. We'd also be willing to make some concessions on the pricing of gas and the taxes that go on gases. And so there are several ways that we can help the average Ohio family and then lead the way nationally from families to be treated better. Because let's face it, they're the heart of it all, having families to grow and make our communities better.
Well, we definitely need that. And it is about unfettered greed. I totally agree with you. Look, I grew up poor, not trying to die that way. It is about wealth of health, of body, of mind, being able to take care of yourself and your family if you have one. That is what it's about. And Counselor, even on tomorrow's show, we're going to be talking about how people now are forced to work 2 whole jobs, not because they want to get a little extra, being forced to work 2 full jobs because they need that to survive. And so we do need people elected to office who actually care about the material conditions of the average person in this country. And I know that is why you were called to public service, and I know that is why you are on the ticket right now.
So our simple phrase is, we want your income to go up, your expenses to go down, and your government to work for you. What does that mean? $15 a minimum an hour should be the minimum wage, not where you think you hope to get someday.
That's right. And $7.25 federal minimum wage. Nobody can support a family or themselves. I mean, at least here in Ohio, our minimum wage goes up with inflation, but it's still only a little over $8, and that is nowhere near enough. Counselor, what are you hearing on the trail? 2-part questions. What are you hearing on the trail, number 1? And number 2, what do you want people to think about as they go to vote tomorrow here in Ohio?
What I'm hearing on the trail is that the polls have us behind. However, the only poll that counts to Nan Whaley and Cheryl Stevens is the voting poll that closes at 7:30 tomorrow evening. And I'm hoping that voters across this state know that we will champion the American dream for them, that their babies will get a quality public education if we're in a leadership role, because a quality public education allows you to do some phenomenal things for yourself, whether you want to be a plumber and own your own business, fixing the pipes of a family. And they make $125 an hour these days. And you could go to The Ohio State University and get a degree in physics and become a rocket scientist. So we want you to have the full range of dreams that are part of America's what do I want to be or do when I grow up for a living. And then thirdly, the way most Americans, whether they're working class or middle class, build their wealth is to own a home of their own. And if I could give every American the ability to buy a home of their own, whether it's a farm in Tuscarawas County or a condo in downtown Cleveland, I would do it immediately. And there are ways to make these homes more affordable and obtainable by working with lenders in the Federal Home Loan Bank and the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, so everybody can build wealth in this country, and we are not holding it out for a hand. Because the guys who are leading this state right now would have everyone, because both of us live in Greater Cleveland, would have us poorer, not wealthier, and that's just wrong.
Yeah, it's totally unacceptable, Counselor. How do people reach you all, reach the campaign? I know that the clock is ticking, but still, if people want to find you, where do they find you?
NanWhaley.com is one of the ways, or Cheryl at WhaleyStevens.com.
Well, there it is. Well, Counselor, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Your leadership, thank you for being the woman in the arena among another woman in the arena. We really do need you. You are a fighter for all time.
We support each other and the belief that this is America and we can have that piece of a dream because people like us are committed to making sure everyone gets their shot.
Yeah, you are. You're blazing a trail. You are a trailblazer. Thank you so much, Counselor.
Thank you for your support. Thank you, ladies. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Appreciate you so much. That was Councilwoman Cheryl Stevens. She's running on a ticket. Lieutenant Governor here in the great state of Ohio, has been serving the people for a very long time. And as I said, I'm really glad that she is in the arena. That 2-woman ticket is definitely blazing a trail for right now and for future generations, and probably and truly women who did not live to see this moment, so because we fight for the past, for the present, and also for the future. So big ups to them for doing this.